Hey everybody, this is James with Cold School, and if you've never been to the channel before, I worked in the infrared technology energy industry for 3 years, and I lived off grid for 7 or 8 years, and I've used ice chest air conditioners since 2009, and I just give professional tips on how to either just design or build or enhance your homemade DIY ice chest air conditioner. And so let's just dive into something. This is something that's been asked a few times, so let's go ahead and dive on in. So about the radiator, how to modify the Spectra Radiator. That's I use it a lot in my bigger air conditioners, so it does require more ice water, or better better implementations of ice longevity extension or what have you. So anyway, these are Spectra. These are all the same here. So I've got one that I'd already modified for another airbox. So when they originally come in the box, they already have, I say already, they have these, this tubing. These are actually heater cores. So they have tubing on there already. And so I cut this tubing, excuse me, I cut this tubing off with a hacksaw. Gets a little bit rough around the edges there. I used to use a Dremel. And I think in my earlier applications, I used to actually just remove the tube and I would leave the neck. But now, since I use the barb fittings, I just literally lay it down somewhere, on or clamp it, or just lay it. Sometimes I'll put a board across it to hold it still without, ruffling it. So of course, this one I think this one actually came with a lot of the fins already bent, and they make a tool for that if you ever need to straighten them out. But anyway, so when I get these, I simply cut them off with a hacksaw just along the edge, and then I'll just use sandpaper. You can use rough grit and then smooth grit, and then just kind of smooth it out. So the JB Weld, and now you can use any tool or anything that you want. This is just what I'm currently doing myself, and use sandpaper to sand off the rough edges a bit. And I haven't done it, but it might be a good idea to use maybe, I think, isopropyl alcohol or something to get the oils out of it. And because sometimes if you use the hacksaw on another material, it picks up other materials or oils from something you previously cut, and it will get in there and it'll affect the way the JB Weld sticks to the radiator itself. So what I do, I cut that off, clean it up, dress it up, and then this is what I'm currently using. It's the JB Weld brand, but it's Marine Weld. It's not water weld. Water weld is like Play-Doh, like a putty, and it's an epoxy, but you mix the two together. And I haven't had good success with that on this particular application. So I use the Marine Weld. You mix an equal amount of the hardener and the other together, stir it up a little bit, and you can use anything. I use a stick or, just something off the ground. It doesn't matter. Q-tip or a piece of cardboard shaped like a little knife or something. And so I use the Marine Weld to put around to seal the barbed fitting in there. And so, let's see. So, of course, I'm unprepared, so I'm just doing this because it was asked, and I thought about it when I did another video. So I kind of I don't use a script, so I kind of wing it sometimes, or actually all the time. So anyway, after I cut the tubing off, clean it up, I use a tap to let's see, which one is this? Is this one different? Oh, okay, let's stop. Okay, so I'm getting ahead of myself. On this, I use a piece of flat aluminum like that. So you can buy a flat bar, just thin, like a 1/8 inch or 3/16 of an inch thick aluminum from Lowe's, or you can actually cut that aluminum off of any piece of aluminum that you've got laying around, like a ladder, or I mean, just literally anything. I'm always grabbing materials. And so I put the JB Weld first on those, and then I put the flat piece of aluminum on top of it, and I seal it. And then I get a drill bit and I drill through the side of the, well, wherever you want to put your barbs. So on this one, I drilled through here. And it doesn't matter if this is on this side or that one's on that side, but I drilled my holes through the front here with a drill bit. And then that's when I use the tap and die. And the drill bit size is 7/16. I got that. Let's see if I can get that on there. It might be hard to see. It's 7/16. And you actually, when you buy this, sometimes they come with a drill bit. That might have came with it. And then I use the tap to drill through to thread the holes. It's pretty thin, so you're really only, it's probably maybe 3 or 4 teeth thick. It's trying to focus on stuff that's far away. But so you just tap that out, and I use a wrench. You could use a ratchet or anything. I just put a wrench, an open end or closed end wrench, on the square side, and then I just get it as square as I can, and then I just clockwise turn it slowly, and it'll thread the aluminum. Then once you thread the aluminum, clean it up a little bit with some sandpaper, and then you can use the barb fitting. This is a 5/16 1/4 inch, which this end is 5/16. Sometimes when you buy barbed fittings, they say 1/4 inch. 5/16 is 1/16 bigger in diameter than a 1/4, and you can use this tubing. A lot of them will work, some of them won't. I like to stick with the same thing, 5/16, and then where you just tapped out the aluminum and threaded it, or tap some threads into it, this will go right on. And then what I do at that point is I take the JB Weld. Also, you can do this in one swoop if you want. It's probably best maybe to drill the holes first, so you don't have pressure built up in there. If you're working in the heat and you don't have pressure, you have an air release. You want to shake this upside down to get any aluminum fragments out, and shake it and just turn it upside down. And then what I do is I put JB Weld, once I mixed it, around the so what I do is I put the JB Weld on the threads of this, and then I thread it into the hole that I tapped out with this, and then I let it dry. Usually let it dry 24 hours regardless. I just don't get in a hurry, whatever, regardless of what they say. So you have the JB Weld and the aluminum flat piece. You can get a round piece. I just cut it off so I don't have to shape it. And then I use the JB Weld there on that too. And then if you have the holes drilled in the front like that, then when you seal, you can do either one first. Just make sure you shake all the aluminum shavings out. And that's pretty much it, believe it or not. You can drill the hole. You could, as long as you remember it's divided right there, you can drill it out here or here. You can actually put these fittings up on top if you want. I used to have well nuts that I can just put in there and then screw in a barb and then put the tubing on that. But this, I just wanted something that if you dropped it, then it'd be pretty sturdy. So that's about what I do. If you've got any questions, excuse me again, and I use this tubing, which is 5/16 ID and 7/16 OD. This is this thicker tubing. I have the more rigid tubing. I have the thin that I'm using lately for the very small ice chest air conditioners, the 9 quart. but that 5/16 fits just right on the 5/16 barb. So that's pretty much all I do. And you, like I said, you can use a 90-degree barbed fitting like that, and it's made just like this. It just has the 90-degree elbow on it to face down. You can actually put it in to where they go out straight like that, or straight up, or on an angle here, or anywhere you want. So that's what I do, and I hope this helps. And if you've, like I said, if you've got any questions, I'll just answer or make a video on it. I'll be more than happy to make videos that really help. So that's where we're going. So if you like it, just click the like button, and I'll be making more videos and answering more questions. And that's pretty much all I do. If I left something out, like I said, comment, and I'll get right back to you. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.